Bring us in, babe.
Welcome to
Coco
Caliente.
So if you are a fan, like a lot of people are out there.
Like I am.
Like Nicole is, over the roof about This Is Us.
I'm obsessed.
The Emmy Award-winning TV series that has to do with a very, very awesome family. Mm-hmm. And it unwinds and has a bunch of twists and turns and backflashes and forward flashes. And it's just a great show. Nicole got me hooked on it. And coincidentally, I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the email blast we put out a little bit ago, we were talking about how we want to talk to somebody younger, right? A 12-year-old-ish maybe, or younger, in that age range. And today we got Mackenzie, who plays the young Kate.
12-year-old Kate, and This Is Us. It's so cool to talk to a young actress, what it's like to juggle school versus, she has this crazy career. She already has a couple SAG awards.
Yeah, which was her first audition ever. And we will get into that. And so we really hope you guys enjoy. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Is this Mackenzie and Melinda?
Yes. Yeah.
Hello. Welcome to Coco Caliente podcast. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So how are things over there in California? How's quarantine treating you guys?
Good. We have my dogs, and we're making a lot of treats, so I get to eat a lot of cake.
Oh, nice.
Nicole is big on making treats. What type of treats are you making? Because Nicole's a great baker, so she'll take any advice or suggestions on recipes.
Well, we keep watching that great British baking show, or we watch Nailed It. So then we watch that, and then Mackenzie says, let's make a cake. I'm like, we still have a cake from yesterday that we made. There's only 3 people in our house. We don't need 10 cakes.
That's the thing is, I will make a whole cake, and Victor doesn't like cake that much, so then I pretty much have a whole cake to myself. And it's like, what do I do with this cake? But I want to make cake, so I think they need to come up with a smaller
portion size.
Yeah,
and we've been baking for friends too. My mom had this really good caramel corn recipe. So I've been making caramel corn, and then we just drop it on people's porches. So
that's nice.
And then if they come out, we can talk to them from the street or whatever. So we get a little, be able to chat with some friends a little bit.
That's nice.
So have you done that for somebody random that you don't know, and just because I think it'd be awesome and funny. I mean, I don't know.
It's a nice gesture.
It'd be a nice gesture, but
then people might be freaked out. I don't know.
I actually, so I was sending something out today, and Mackenzie's like, "What is this? Who is this for?" And it was somebody on Facebook that was asking for something just random, and I was like, you know what? I have it. I can send it to you. It's hard to find toilet paper and paper towels. And this person's like, I've searched everywhere. And I said, you know what? We ordered about a month ago, and now it's finally coming in. So I'm like, give me your address. I will give you toilet paper, whatever you need, And people are just like, what? But if we have it and you need it, we all need to be helping each other during this time for sure.
Absolutely. And that's a shared sentiment with us and across the country with everybody. That's what we should be doing. So I appreciate that you're helping people. That's awesome.
We should be doing that anyway. Even if
I know. It's funny because
just be nice to each other all the time.
Yeah, and we live in a small town of 800 people in the middle of nowhere, basically. Yeah. So this is our neighbors. Their average age is probably 70, 80, 90. I don't know.
Maybe maybe 60s. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they'll always.
Where do you live?
We live in Michigan.
In Ubley, Michigan. It's
And so our neighbors are always.
We had a friend that lived in Flint. Lived in Flint, Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably not near you though.
No, that's
a couple
hours from us.
Couple hours, okay.
But yeah, our neighbors are super friendly normally, so they'll bring over jam. We take over pies. It's kind of like you're in this weird
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, and so now
at least you have nice neighbors.
For sure,
they help and share.
You probably know all of them.
Yeah, we do. Definitely. We definitely do.
If somebody has a baby, you're like, everybody, okay, we all know that kid.
So it's more like if somebody has a wedding and you're not invited, that's a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll knit us blankets, or if it's Halloween, she'll come over and knit us table coverings. We just get the cutest things from our neighbors. Nice. So now we're just screaming from our porches, and it's funny.
That's sweet.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show with us today. So, and I don't want to butcher your guys' last name, Hansasak. That's what I came up with.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Oh.
Good job.
Round of applause.
Nobody ever gets that right.
Well,
Perfect.
thank you. Thank you. So,
smart.
Mackenzie and Melinda Hansasak are here on the show. Mackenzie plays Kate on the Emmy award-winning show, This Is Us. And I'm not going to lie, Nicole started...
12-year-old Kate.
Yeah, 12-year-old Kate, young Kate. So Nicole started watching
We have
this.
3 Kates.
Yeah, they have 3 Kates, which is something that I want to get into because that has to be like kind of cool and interesting being on a show with 2 other actors that are playing kind of the same role. But that's a whole another conversation. Nicole started watching This
Actually,
Is
I
Us.
guess it's 4 now. It's 4 now. 'Cause they have the little one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is true. That's crazy.
Yeah, they have like the
They have a
little
4-year-old, a 12-year-old.
yeah, like 4-year-olds now.
high
Yeah.
schooler. And
Wow.
High schooler and Chrissy, yeah. Lots.
Well, I got into This Is Us during quarantine. I had always heard of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like such a tearjerker. Well, anyways, I got into it. I became obsessed. I cried every single episode. And so now I'm so excited to be able to talk to Mackenzie because we have so many questions for her.
And Nicole would bug me all the time to watch it. And, you know, I was never into like those emotional type shows.
Yeah.
And then I started watching episodes and I'm like, okay.
You got
Then I'd
sucked
get
in.
into it and I'd be like, all right, so Nicole, what happened? Catch me up. What's going on now?
If you watch the pilot, you would know, like, the pilot, it was so good. I think it hooked people from the very first episode. It was just such a great show.
It represents a lot of people, and a lot of people can connect to the show.
For sure.
Like that happened to my dad. Or,
And it had that twist at the end. First episode. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Mackenzie, how did you even, you were young when you started the show, but when did you begin acting? Like, when was that even a thing in your, mind? Like, when was your earliest memory of like, oh, this is cool. I might want to do this.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I did was theater because me and my mom loved Broadway and we loved to go to New York to see all the Broadway shows. And I just loved to do theater because it's like another family kind of. So I thought, let's just go out there. Let's try to do this. So acting was just another thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, let's do this. It seems like so much fun. I would love to do this. So I think that's how it started because I'm just a very outgoing person, I think. And I just love to do new things with like new people because I love to meet new people because I love to have new friends. And I just think it'd be a cool thing to do. And I did it and I love it. And I've done it for 4 years now. And I still want to do it, and I just think it's so much fun. Everyone should do it.
But This Is Us was her first professional audition.
Yeah.
Wow.
She had an agent, but that was her first audition.
So what was
Which
that?
I know a lot of people don't like hearing that.
No, but that's amazing. So what was that like? How did that even come into the wheelhouse of like, oh, this is an audition that we're going to? Did it even like fathom in the mind that this could be something big, or was it like, okay, well, this is our first audition. We're just going to go do it, give it our best shot, but not expect anything big.
It was kind of like that because it was just like my first thing. And I just didn't really think anything of it because we never heard the show before.
Yeah, it hadn't aired yet.
Yeah.
The show hadn't aired yet. So
we didn't really know what was like if this was going to be a big show or not. So it was just, I was going to go in there, have fun, just like feel it, see if I wanted to do this full time. And I think the reason why I just like love it so much, I think the reason that like helped me get on the show was the casting agent that was there because she helped me through the script. She we were in there for like 30 or 40 minutes talking about like the character and like what's just happening. And like, she like helped me read the lines. We filmed it a couple of times. I think she really helped me.
Oh, nice.
That is awesome.
There is this awesome site, and I'm not joking, you guys. It's called Uncommon Goods, and it is perfect for anyone you want to give a personalized gift to. That is just, it's super meaningful. It's very unique. It's fun. And everything looks so homemade.
Yeah.
It's like a freaking paradise for me for gift shopping.
Yeah, you can find like the perfect thing for whoever you're shopping for, and it's something you've never knew existed, but feels like it was made just for them. Like,
there's Victor and I are looking for
Mother's Day
yes.
gifts. Yep.
And there are so many cute things like jewel tone birth. Okay, I'll tell you what I really like. These are what we're kind of getting as mom, so if she's listening.
Yeah.
Jewel tone birth month dish. They're so beautiful. There's these cityscape rings where it's literally a ring that looks like a city, like New York, Chicago, whatever city you want.
That's awesome.
There's Merlot infused coffee. There are these really cute origami zodiac necklaces. These are things I kind of want to. There's a 50 states travel journal, and there's this cool owl eyeglasses holder that looks like Victor's dad.
It's like a wooden owl, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like when you go on there, you find something that looks like someone and will mean something to them, and they can look at forever and they'll think of you.
And what's good about Uncommon Goods, it's uncommon and good. So Uncommon Goods donates $1 for every purchase. And they have given more than $2 million to nonprofit organizations like RAIN, so Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, and the IRC, International Rescue Committee. They support good causes like paid family leave and fair living wage. They don't sell products made with fur, feather, or leather, and they support small businesses and local artists.
I love it so much. Seriously, check it out. Uncommon Goods knows finding the perfect gift can be hard, so they want to make it fun and easy for my listeners. So go to uncommongoods.com and get 10% off your purchase if you text COCO, that's COCO, to 56320. That's uncommongoods.com, and don't forget to text COCO to 56320 for 10% off.
What is like the process? So you go through that, you go through that audition. Did you get a call back and then another call back and you're like, oh my gosh. And you and mom started to be like, this could be, I could get, this could be it. Like we can get my first audition could be my first show.
Well, she got, so they do something called a chemistry read, and she got to meet with the executive producers. And so with the chemistry read, one of the producers was Ken Olin from 30 something.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she was in there with Ken Olin, I thought, even if this doesn't go any further, I get to see Ken Olin. I used to watch 30 something with my mom, and I was a big fan. So she was in there with Parker, who got Kevin, and with Lonnie, who got Randall. So from the very beginning, she was in a scene, working with the two of them at the callback. And they just did great together. And I remember Dan Fogelman, who's the show creator, when they were doing just improv together, he wanted them to just like make up a scene together, like pretend that you're siblings and you're fighting over, mom told you couldn't do this or whatever. And they were just improvising. And he said, this is already the best show I've ever seen.
Aww.
And so I thought, you know what? I'm happy. If this goes no further than this, I think this was the coolest thing. And because we didn't have a lot of experience, we just were like in it for the ride. Like, let's just have fun with it.
And that's awesome, because that might, like you said, that could be the reason why, right? You were so relaxed going into it, just enjoying the experience for what it is, and then next thing you know, you're on the show. So what was it like going first day on set to go film? Like seeing the live production,
and
big Hollywood. And at this
point, you probably knew like Mandy Moore was going to be Rebecca and stuff like that, right? Your first day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did you feel about that?
I was very excited because I knew Mandy because she was in Tangled. And she, when I was 8, I was like, oh my gosh, she's a Disney princess. I get to meet a Disney princess.
And Princess Diaries.
Yeah.
She was the mean girl in Princess Diaries. But she, obviously she's not like that anymore. But the first day on set, the first scene, they had to all jump on the parents. Like they were just this one big happy family, and she had never met anyone. And it was like, okay, everybody jump in here and act, hug each other and everything. But it just was very natural. They just all did very well with each other.
Yeah, it looks so natural. Like when they're at the pool and they're just like all like cuddled up on the chairs and stuff, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this looks so real. Like I'm convinced this is a real family. And if I like dig into it and I on the internet, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like who in real life is like dating who, I get so sad because I'm like, this isn't real, because it's so believable. The acting is so so good. And I can't believe it started out from the start so flawlessly.
Yeah, well, on set, like, everyone's nice. Like, Milo and Mandy act like real parents. And, like, even off camera, they're nice. We play games sometimes. We, like, our seats are kind of, like, talk and everything. And it's kind of like a real family because it's like a second family for me. Like, I just think acting and theater is just, like, another family that you could join and, like, have new friends and just, like, have fun.
Yeah.
So like we were talking about, there's several Kates in this, and now there's a 4-year-old Kate. But did you or do you and Hannah and Chrissy, do you guys like hang out to kind of get a feel for each other too? So you guys kind of have like that same, so you guys kind of have that same style, so it comes off as one person.
So we don't really get to see each other a lot, but we did do one episode called Katie Girls, and we got to work together. And that day was actually my birthday. It's the day that we filmed it. So it was a very special day because now I can remember it.
That's awesome.
And this just like we kind of act the same kind of, I would say, because we all get to work closely together, even though we never really get to see each other. But like when we go to events and sometimes we always see them and we always say hi.
Hannah. Chrissy used to be an agent, and Hannah was one of her clients. So they actually knew each other from before. But Chrissy didn't like, tell her to audition or anything like that. Like at that point, she wasn't an agent anymore, but they had known each other. They had worked together before in that capacity. So that was kind of weird. But people say the casting is so good because they really all look alike. I mean, Mackenzie and Hannah and Christy, when they're all next to each other, it's like, oh my God, they look so much alike.
And that's really cool. And what's it like now being, or I guess going through it now, going to like managing school and being, this successful actress that, has to be on set doing this stuff. Like, how does that work?
Well, my teachers are very understanding. Like at my not in elementary school, but at my middle school where I have 6 teachers. So it's a little bit more difficult, but now they all have websites and everything. So it's super easy to see their agenda and to see what I have to do. I can go on YouTube, see some videos that they make. And right now in quarantine, they are on Google Classroom and they make it super easy. And it's kind of like you're really at school because they make it so easy and simple.
So were you still going to actual school, like in school when you were filming like the first and second and third seasons?
Yes. I was in elementary school. It was a little bit harder in elementary school because like the first year or two, like my teachers didn't really understand. They were kind of giving me a tough time because they didn't really understand like what was happening. They never had a kid that went on set and that still goes to school. So I think, but like it was okay. I mean, my mom helped me. She like said it's gonna be okay. We're gonna figure it out. You're not gonna fail your classes. It's gonna be fine.
Some of the other kids are homeschooled and it might be easier for them in that way, but I wanted her to be able to stay in regular school as much as she could.
Absolutely.
Just so she's a well-rounded kid. Like I want her to, play sports. She's a Girl Scout. I didn't want her to just do acting because I always say like when this goes away, which someday it might go away, that I want you to be a well-rounded person, not just a great actor, but like a great human as well, be in the world and everything.
Absolutely.
That's super important. And do you, Melinda, go on set with her every time, right?
Yep.
Okay. So it's kind of like your job too, you go through the whole process and you get to watch her acting.
Well, if they're under 18, she's a minor, you have to have a parent or guardian on set. So if I had a full-time job and my husband had a full-time job, I have to pay somebody to take her to set. But because, the show does get to be emotional sometimes and there's things that she wants her mom. Like if there's a scene where she has to be emotional or she has to cry or there's something she doesn't understand, why they're saying this that way. I just always tell parents, when your kid wants to do this, you have to be all in. I mean, you have to be there to watch out for her. Like, you're the only one that's going to be looking out for her. I mean, she has a set teacher, but the parent needs to be there when she's, trying on wardrobe, or she has to go to the bathroom, or she has to, get something to eat or whatever. I'm always there. So it's a big commitment for the parent, but it's also an adventure that I'm on with her that not everybody gets to do. So it's pretty cool that we've had this life experience together. So
yeah, I mean, that has to be a dream for, the mother-daughter bond, especially to be able to share that experience.
So something that I do regularly is kick Victor's butt in the game Best Fiends, which is an app.
I am actually doing better than her. So
no, you're not.
It's not the game is not really how far you are than somebody else.
Yes,
it's how much better you do in each of the levels than somebody else.
No.
Anyway, so Best Fiends, if you're looking for a fun way to pass the time while engaging your brain and enjoying breathtaking visuals and a gripping story, your answer is Best Fiends. They have a bunch of characters that you can collect, little monsters, and you can watch them grow.
They're so cute.
And it's
but the thing is like they're cuter when they're little, and then like as you get points and stuff, you can make them older, and then they're like not as cute anymore. So I'm like, I don't want them to grow up, but I am growing up on the level, so I have no choice.
Yeah, Best Fiends is a casual game anyone can enjoy, but it's made for adults. It's challenging, it's puzzle related, and it's a real brain teaser.
And I like that you don't have to you can play anywhere. What am I trying to say, Vic? Like you
can play
don't
offline.
Yes. You
or
don't
in
need
airplane mode.
Wi-Fi, yeah.
Absolutely. It's a unique and exciting puzzle experience unlike any other puzzle game out there. They update the game monthly with new levels and events so it never gets old. Like, for example, for St. Patrick's Day, they had it set up, all green and stuff and leafy for St. Patrick's Day. Valentine's Day, they had the hearts and everything.
And then Easter, there was like an egg hunt.
Yeah, exactly. So it's easy to engage your brain with fun puzzles and collect tons of cute characters. Trust me, with over 100 million downloads, this 5-star rated mobile puzzle game is a must play. You can
download Best Fiends free on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends, and help me kick Victor's butt.
And for you, Mackenzie, have you brought your friends on set that aren't actors, that are still like your school friends and stuff like that? Have you ever brought them on set? Any of your best friends?
No.
I do not allow that.
But I do, sometimes if they have, questions about it, I always tell them, what happened. And, one of my closest friends is, she loves Mandy. And I always tell her that she's, the nicest person. And that, she just loves to know about, my thing on set because she's just a very supportive friend. And she always asks me about my events, even if I, don't usually talk about it. But she just loves to know about the things that I do, and I just think that's cool because I get to inform my friends about it. Because some of them actually want to do acting when they grow up and everything. So I think it's cool to talk about it with them.
Oh yeah, I would bug my friend every day. I'd be like, "Hey, tell me about this. What's this like?" Oh man, there's no way that I would just be like. I would be so psyched to have a friend that was on a big show.
Well, the set is very private because there's so many spoilers and everything. I don't know how far you are along in the show.
I'm caught up. Yep, I'm caught up.
Okay, about Jack dying and and all that. So when that was all coming out, we didn't know that. We didn't get that script to find out how he died. So people, they would ask him we don't know anything about it. And one time I saw Chrissy interviewed and they said, did you tell your friends and family how he died? And she said, nope, because I wanted to keep my job. So we're not allowed to talk about.
Right.
But at the time, we just don't even know. She would only get her script with her scenes, and we wouldn't know what was going to happen to Jack because we didn't. We watched it with you guys when it first aired. We were fans. We were watching it, the same thing. Oh my gosh, we learned the same time you learned what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, that is crazy. I can't imagine. And I guess that makes it much more exciting for you guys so you can enjoy the process as much as everybody else,
I always just say that I'm a fan of the show. And if my daughter wasn't, sometimes, when somebody's in something and you're telling somebody to watch it and you're like, well, it's not great, but it has a good thing. But I never feel bad recommending this show. I said, just watch the first episode and you'll be hooked.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it's just a good show. The writing is excellent, and the storylines, and just, you know, it's funny, it's sad, I just think it's a very good show, and I'm just a fan whether she's on it or not. So
Yeah,
I'm happy that it's still going to be on for a couple more years.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So Melinda, what's it like now being the mother of like a successful child actress, right? There has to be, you know, obviously a lot of proud emotions, and then people talking and asking you about all the time about your daughter. Like, how does that feel? It has to be a great feeling.
Well, you know, she gets recognized sometimes, and so people will come up to me, and they're always, you know, they're very nice, respectful, that they ask me first, is it okay if I talk to her? Is it okay if I take a photo with her or whatever? But one time we were at Target, and somebody came up to me, and they were talking about, like, oh, I like your jacket or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And then they looked over and saw Mackenzie, and they're like, oh, aren't you little Kate from the show or whatever? And then when Mackenzie goes, Mom, I don't think they really liked your jacket. How rude. Maybe they did. You know?
That's funny.
So sometimes when I'm with her, people see her. They don't really see me. So then sometimes when I'm out shopping or whatever, I'm like, God, nobody's recognizing me. You know? I need her with me. But most, like, everybody that knows her, they're all very nice. Like, we haven't had any crazy thing, or fan or anything. But we had one person did follow her into the bathroom one time, but it still was fine. But I was just like, let's wait till she goes potty, and then we can take your selfie or whatever. But most of the time, everybody's very, very nice. They all love the show. I mean, she's had men come up to her. She's had people crying, like, can I please? So I think right now it's just so hard because nobody can hug anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
I miss that a lot. I miss hugs.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I can still hug my mom and dad,
we can
though.
still hug each
Yeah.
other. But her fans, the fans of the show are just very, very nice people, and people write her on social media, and, you know, they're just very nice, very kind people.
I feel like This Is Us would draw a very nice crowd. Like, the
Yeah.
people who watch it,
Yeah.
I think that it's a good audience. And so that's really good going forward, not only with your career, but like if people recognize you, that's a really good thing to have.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And Mackenzie, so I've always had an intrigue on how these scripts work. Like, do you have to memorize everything? Like, how good are your memorization skills when it comes to going on set and like, all right, we got to go now?
Good question.
Well, usually they give the script maybe like a week or two ahead, and if we are filming like 3 days, 4 days, or only 2 days, then we usually just work on day by day, and then like my parents help me. Like, Mom reads Rebecca, my dad reads Jack, and they just help me read it. And I usually get it. I used to do theater a lot, even at school and everything. So I think that helped me a lot to remember my lines.
Okay, so you do have to memorize them. You have to memorize them. Like you memorize the whole scene. And wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because some scenes are long. And some of them, when you're making like a mess, when you're like doing like the glitter stuff and all that, I'm thinking, oh my God, like you have like one take to nail this, you know? Because that's a big cleanup mess.
Usually if we have like a messy scene or something, we do the lines first, and then we do like the glitter fight, and then we just do like a big continuous shot, so that way you can get like different angles and everything.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That does.
So that we didn't have to like clean it every time that we do it.
Right.
But the glitter fight, so the glitter fight turned into a sequence fight.
Oh,
because
yeah.
the glitter is just everywhere. So if they would have thrown glitter and they have to do their hair and makeup and wardrobe, they'd have to there's no way you'd get all the glitter off of them. So the glitter turned into a sequence fight.
Oh, so I said glitter on accident because it is sequence, I remember, but it was glitter originally.
It was glitter. In the script it said glitter, and then I remember Milo going, I don't think so. I don't think this is going to happen. Because you have to, every time you do a scene, it might have to be done 8 or 10 or 12 times. So you can't, there's no way they could vacuum up and clean them up for everything like one of the episodes was about the washing machine.
Oh, yeah.
And they got all wet and had all the soap bubbles and all that. So they had to get, I think wardrobe had to give each of them 3 outfits that day. And then they still had to like blow dry their hair and redo their makeup and whatever. But after the 3 outfits became soaking wet, it was like, okay, you guys are just going to have to get this done in the next take because that's it. You know?
And they probably do takes for safety, right? Even if you nail it on the first time and it's a messy scene, do you ever do one scene once?
No.
Okay.
And that's what they call it. Exactly what you said, for safety.
Okay.
So we have a director of photography and he'll say, let's just get one more for safety. Because sometimes they think it's perfect, but then it's like, oh no, there was a shadow, or you could see the boom, or you know, there was some sound in the background, like a car was driving by that you didn't notice. So yeah, they usually
Get a few for safety.
and the ones outside are harder because then you have, you know, airplanes or cars going by or a dog barking or, you know, sprinklers coming on or whatever. So those are harder to do outside.
Yeah, that it's what goes into these shows is pretty remarkable. And then on top of that, now I think it's crazy. You know, this is your first show, and this show has won 46 awards and has 160 nominations. And in the last 2 years, you guys have gotten outstanding performance for an ensemble cast. Or ensemble in a drama series, like for your first show, like how that has to be mind blowing, right?
She's got two SAG awards right off the bat. Yep, we got 2, and those trophies are very heavy, very very heavy. So yeah,
Wow.
that's pretty. It is pretty crazy. You know, she got to meet Lady Gaga. You know, it was like, and Lady Gaga was clapping for them for their show. She was high fiving them. She's a fan, so that's crazy. Yeah.
And Mackenzie, what is it like to watch yourself on TV? Do you watch it as a viewer?
I think it's cool. I mean, my dad got this big TV because he wanted to see my face enlarged.
He went to Costco when she first came on.
Yeah.
He bought the biggest TV, you said?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we went to Costco and we bought like whatever 70-inch TV or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's super cool to see me because it's kind of like I'm growing up on the show. And I always say, like, I have this to remember 6 or so years that I can see myself grow up, basically.
It's like home movies. You're seeing her. We have our own home movies that we can always refer to.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. That is really awesome. So what is now this has definitely had to have opened up the doors for other projects and things down the line. Do you plan, or, you know, obviously you want to plan to stay on This Is Us, but do you plan on transitioning maybe into like film, or just continue with TV, or kind of what's the plan for that?
I think after this, I just want to try different things just to see what I like horror films or comedy, or just to get out there and to try some other things that are different than drama, and just to see which one I would prefer to do long time.
She wants to be a superhero and fly around.
That would be awesome. So if you were, what superhero would you like to be if you could? If you can have your pick, or at least what superpower?
Probably where, like, you know how Maleficent, in the behind the scenes on this thing, and like it like made her fly up and down. I think anything that like could like attach me to something so I can like shoot up or like fly around. I think that would be cool.
Victor wants to fly.
Actually fly around?
How do I fly around, Mom?
Like to be a real superhero and fly around.
Nicole and I had this conversation not too long ago, and that was my thing. I wanted to be able to fly, and actually,
I think I'd want to be invisible. I'd want to like bug people without them knowing, and like see what they're saying, and then just I don't know. I think I'd be invisible. But
I want to see that new movie, Invisible Man, but then I thought it was scary. I don't know, because I think that's what he's doing. He's like
He's scaring
He's
people.
scaring her.
Okay, yeah, but I think that's like a whole nother level of
Yeah,
scary.
that's
Like I don't want to
Yeah.
do. I don't want to do that.
I don't
would
want to scare people.
That one
Yeah.
looks scary. I do want to see that.
Yeah.
I've been bugging Nicole, but she won't watch it after like
I watch it-
7 or 8 o'clock.
I watch it during the
No.
the daytime, and that's it. So we're usually like ready to watch TV at night, and I'm like, no, not tonight, not tonight. But
If you watch that one, then he has to watch Trolls because we just watched Trolls too.
what is that show with
the blue guys with Tom
it's
Holland.
it's the Disney movie. Oh man, that was
Oh,
cute.
Onward?
Yeah,
Onward.
I liked that a
Yeah.
lot. That was cute.
That was really cute.
That's cute.
Very
yeah.
cute.
Well, one
Wait,
more.
I have a couple questions.
Oh,
still.
yeah, go ahead.
Are you friends with Parker and Lonnie in real life?
Yes. I actually slept over at Parker's house because my mom was, so she couldn't take me to set.
Oh,
So we're
nice.
very close. And one time,
I
I think,
think came here a little while ago. He brought.
Yeah.
He's making masks during this time, and
Oh,
we didn't
nice.
have any, so they literally drove up here. They were on the street. Parker put the stuff on our porch and ran away. And so we were talking to him from our porch and his car, and he just said, "You know what? We wanted you to have these," and so he's been making them, him and his mom, and sending them out to people. And
He's
so
such a good little Kevin. Like he is the perfect little Kevin. I'm just like, there's no one better.
I know and when he's being like nasty, like when he's being mean to his brother and everything,
Yeah.
he's not. That's not him.
Right.
You know, like I'll be like Parker, and you could just tell like it's hard for him because he's not like that. That's not in him to be, mean, and he would always have your back. He's one of those kids, and like with Lonnie, we're family forever now. Like these kids have grown up together, and all the moms and dads, and it's like, this is it. We're going to know each other forever. And hopefully these kids will go on to do other things, and we'll be at their premieres, and we'll always, follow their careers and know about how they're doing when they graduate, when they get married, whatever, I hope that we're always friends forever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Because they've gone through an experience that not everybody gets to do. So.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
Very minimal people, I would say, get to experience that, especially at 12 years old. And Mackenzie, a couple more things. So, who is your favorite person to be on set with?
probably the boys, because I never grew up with, I'm like the only child, so I didn't get to grow up with brothers.
Oh, okay.
So I think I just love being with them. Whenever we do school together, we always like play games and we laugh and we just hang out, and I love them very much.
That's nice. That's so
Yeah,
great that
that is
you
really
actually
cool.
feel like they're like your brothers, because then acting becomes not really acting. It's just normal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes if she's just in a scene by herself, or like if it's just her and Milo or her and Mandy, she'll get the pages that day and she'll go, "Oh, the boys aren't here?" And I'll be like, "No, they're shooting a different day." So then she's sad. Like if she's on set all day by herself, she's the only kid, it's not as much fun for her.
It's so weird to think about that she would have to be there alone, because when you're just watching, you're like, they're always all three in the house. You know,
Yeah.
they're born the same day. Like, you know, it's just
Right.
like, it's weird to think like, oh wow, she's there by herself, and just those emotions are still present, and she acts like her brothers are in the other room sleeping. You know, it's
Right.
She does a wonderful job. And what are your dreams? What would you like to come of this? Would you like to stay an actress forever? Would you like to, I mean, there's so many things that you could do. Going to Broadway. What would you like to do?
I don't know. I think I like to do acting.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a different experience, and it's just something cool to do. Or I would love to do more theater, because in high school or college they have like these art schools, and like a lot of my friends are going to go to those. So I think anything that I could do that's inspiring to other people, or just something that's really fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you say the other day you wanted to be?
What? Oh yeah, I also said that I wanted to be a lawyer because I wanted to help people.
That's
I
nice.
was like, where did that come from? She said she wanted to be a lawyer and go to Harvard because she wants to be like Elle Woods.
Oh,
I said, okay.
That's
I
awesome.
want to have the pink paper that smells so good. I want to have the pink paper.
I think
I bought
going
the
to
I bought the
Harvard is
pink paper for sure. I definitely bought the pink paper.
That's a good ambition. I think that's a good thing to want to be.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And I think you'll have no trouble if you want to go to like a performing arts school
yeah.
because you can just submit all the seasons of This Is Us.
Oh, that's so
Well,
cool.
I think Sterling and Susan actually met at school. They met in college. Yeah, so they had a connection. They used to do scenes together. So you just never know.
They look like a real couple. Like I thought they would be married in real life for sure because they're got that vibe.
And Sterling's wife has been on the show. Ryan, she the pool episode, she was the mom that was telling Rebecca about you better put sunscreen or you better get your hair cut a certain way. So that's his wife in real life.
Oh, that's cool that they did that.
Yeah, so when you see him with her, then you're like, okay, they seem like a married couple too. They're just great together and very loving. But yeah, he and Susan, they just work so well off each other, so well together. Mm-hmm. But so do Mandy and Milo. Like you would think too, they should be together.
I know it freaks me out that they're not.
I know when she got married, I think people were like, "Oh my gosh, she's marrying somebody else." Like, well, yes.
It's like it reminds me of like Jim and Pam from The Office that they're not together in real life.
Yes, I know that show. Mackenzie hasn't been introduced to that one. We've been watching Friends a lot, but I said I think this one we need to watch that. Have you been watching John Krasinski on like the Good News? He's been posting those things every week.
I have not. I do have to start getting into more of his other work, but I'm just so sucked into The Office. I've been watching that show for like 5 years now.
And now it's going off of Netflix, so it's like he's trying to watch it as much as he possibly can.
But so John, and he's married to Emily Blunt. So every week John's been doing this thing from his house, and it's like called like the Good News Network or something like that. And he does it from his house, but he just shows all these clips of all these people doing amazing things out in the world right now, helping first, nurses and people, neighbors helping each other. It's really good. If you go on YouTube, you'll find it. It's really, really good. So Mackenzie's trying to do something on Sundays. We make videos every Sunday. It's called Sunny Sunday. She came up with the idea before all this happened that every Sunday we were just going to go out and do something fun and then make a video and post it just to try to bring some light into the world, because sometimes it's just the dark place.
Yep.
And then now that we've been home, it's hard finding things to do every Sunday at home. But we had like a baking challenge, and so
that sounds fun. What is the YouTube?
Yeah, what's the name of the YouTube channel?
It's just her name, Mackenzie Hansasack.
Okay.
And if it like on Instagram, it's under Mackenzie Hansasack, but we post it. So every Sunday, the goal was every week in this year, which is 52 Sundays. So we just posted the 16th one. So we've done one every Sunday, and we've asked fans send us ideas and everything, but obviously it's harder.
For sure.
So we're inside, it's like, okay, what else can we do? We can, rearrange a room or,
Yeah. I do Midwest Mondays, and it's been really difficult. So living in the Midwest, we kind of have like, it's just different around here. So I like joke about it, but it's all in good fun because, anyways, and it's been very hard while we're in quarantine to come up with things inside. Yeah. And so I've been baking too, but I'm just like, okay, I get where you're coming from, but hey, at least you kept at it. I took a little bit of a break, but that's awesome. We'll definitely have to check that out. And listeners, check out the Sunny Sundays. That sounds like it will brighten your day.
Yeah.
Well, we always ask for ideas. Like people have said, do like a makeup tutorial or do like, so she's done things. We've like dyed her dad's hair.
Oh, wow.
And we, and if we get if we get something in the mail, like an unboxing thing, we're just so excited to get mail right now. It's like anybody that comes to the door, we're just like, oh my gosh, so we've done like unboxing with clothes or with makeup or with toys. And so that can make a video, but it's usually something like at home. It's going to be baking, or maybe she's going to do a TikTok video, or, something.
Yeah, I did Nicole's makeup, and
it was absolute. It's the funniest video. I think the beginning is a little bit slow because at first I'm just kind of telling people what they're going to do. It's on my Instagram, and by the end of it, you're like going to be rolling on the ground laughing because it's so bad. Like,
it's so good.
I don't think a 4-year-old with their eyes closed could do as bad as he did. It's so bad.
I did such a great job. And
my God.
I did everything I thought I could to make her look beautiful.
Great content. Great content.
Because he probably thinks you're so beautiful that you don't need any makeup.
Yeah,
right?
he still was like, you look
beautiful. I thought she was
like,
too beautiful, so I had to take her down a notch. That's what it was.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Too funny.
The one more thing that I wanted to bring up, as I was perusing online, doing my research for the podcast like I normally do, I saw that This Is Us is doing an all-in challenge to help provide meals for students who relied on school-provided meals, the elderly, and those who are currently unemployed. And then if you donate on fanatics.com, I think the minimum donation is like $10, and you can go up to $200. You can win a speaking role on This Is Us Season 5.
I'm going for it, man. If I donate, I'm going to donate $200. I think my chances will be better. And I really want that speaking role.
And we have no idea like what episode or who they would be working with that day. Like it might be
a guy,
Mandy and Milo. It might be the kids, and then you'll have lunch with the set with the crew.
That's so cool.
And we get everything catered, so the food's always really good. You're gonna get some meat, some pasta, some salad, good dessert, and then you'll be with whoever is on set that day. But I just thought that was so cool to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
There's so many fans that would love it, and they get to fly to LA. So if somebody wins not from LA, they're going to fly here. They're going to be here a few days. They get hair, makeup, wardrobe. They're going to be in a hotel and have lunch. And so, obviously we can't enter, but like we would tell our friends to enter because then maybe you'll be there that day. And a speaking part is different than just a walk-on. So you're actually going to be in a scene with somebody, and that would be really cool.
Yeah.
And I couldn't handle it. Now I'm thinking about it, be like, oh my God, I'd panic. I was on The Bold and the Beautiful, and I had 2 lines, and they cut one of my lines. Okay, that's where we're at, because I just like panic, and I'm like, you guys don't want me to do this? Like, they're like, no, try. I'm like, okay. I don't know. The nerves get the best of me, but I would love to just like have lunch with you guys. So that'd be cool. They'd probably cut my line, but I'm still gonna go for it.
I think if somebody wins and they fly them out and they do all that, I don't think they would cut it, because I think that would be the whole point, that you would
so no matter how
everybody that you were on the show. So you would have a watch party with your friends and everything, and
Mackenzie, you need to tell your friend that loves Mandy to apply.
I know, I will.
Well, you actually have to be 18 or older.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
She is 18, Mom.
She is not 18.
She's 18.
No, she's not. So, because I thought a lot of her friends, that would be fun. But, you have to be 18 or older.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that is 100% of the proceeds will go to charities Feeding America, World Central Kitchen, America's Food Fund, No Hungry Kid, and Meals on Wheels. So, That is amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today and being our guests. It's awesome to talk to somebody, that's on a show that we love, right? And you're crushing it. Keep crushing it at life. Melinda, keep being an awesome mom and being that role model. You guys are just amazing, and we really appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Well, let us know if there's anything you can't get in your little town. If you need any toilet paper or paper towels, now we have them.
Okay.
We it took a month for us to get some in the mail, but we got some. So
thank you. You guys are so sweet.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope you enjoyed that conversation. It was good to get insight from Melinda, her mother, as well.
Yeah, it's a nice behind the scenes. A lot of things that you don't think about when you're just watching the show. Mm-hmm. And they do such a good job making you believe that it's not a show.
Yeah.
You get so tied into their lives and everything. And like Nicole was saying, it's like, oh, they're not married?
I hate
they're
it.
not in a relationship?
They should be.
All right, babe. So now it's time for...
Weird.
Or...
Normal. Okay, so I am on the post right now that is on our Instagram, and there is a lot of good ones on here.
Yeah, and we appreciate you guys because we really take that into consideration. So
this one is eating raw spaghetti or angel hair noodle while you're waiting for the water to boil.
So never in my life have I heard about eating just... And, like, it's not like there's flavor on it, right? It's not like there's ranch-flavored pasta noodle seasoning on there that you can crunch on to give flavor. And what's funny is, Nicole, your brother's girlfriend said she does that.
Yeah. So this is like... And I was like, really?
Because we read that. We were both... I remember we were on the couch and you read that one out loud. And she goes, oh, I do that. And we were like, wait, what?
And I am a person who loves eating everything. But I have never eaten a raw noodle.
For her, she said it was the crunch.
Yeah.
Like, she likes the crunch. Obviously, it has no flavor. It doesn't have a good flavor because it has none at all. But she said she enjoys the crunch of it. And I'm just like, well, eat a potato chip, you know?
Yeah, that's just something I agree with you on for once. It's just like, maybe I'm going to try it now, but...
The next time you're boiling and just grab one straw and just start chomping on it.
Yeah, I love cooked noodles are my favorite food of all time.
You know what it reminds me of?
So I don't know about raw noodles.
It reminds me of like a piece of wheat, like from the, a farmer or something just has it in there and just chewing on it.
And I could get the angel hair because it's so thin that it's like, once in a while I'll drop them on the floor because, you're putting them into the pan.
And then she'll eat it.
No. And then the dogs will like carry it around for hours and then I find it somewhere. I'm like, where did you get this raw noodle?
Yeah, we had the macaroni noodle in the bed.
We found 2 raw macaroni noodles like 4 or 5 days apart in the most weirdest places, and then I've caught my little dog Paris with one in her mouth.
The mystery of the macaroni noodles.
And I was like, where are you getting these?
So you want to hear something, and this brought something up to mind that's even more weird than that, and this should have been the Weird or Normal segment. When I was a kid, and I'm talking kid when I was like really young, right? I used to eat raw hot dogs out of the fridge.
Oh, you totally took one. That was one that's on the post.
That was one
as well.
in there? No, it wasn't.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, there is.
Why didn't you bring it up?
Because you only do one a week, and now you're wasting another one.
I'm just saying, I used to do that as a kid, and I thought it tastes awesome. And then I remember one day
Straight from the fridge,
from the fridge. I was a little kid, and my mom would give it to me, and I just chomp away. And when I got older, right, I got a little older, and I was like... And I forgot that I had done that. I was like, oh, I used to do that. So I went to the fridge to go grab one, and I bit it, and I was like, what the heck is this?
Well, I guess it's fully cooked, right? So so you can't get sick. The reason I don't do these things that people are talking about is because I'm so afraid of getting, like, sick from eating uncooked things. But I guess that's fully cooked, and a noodle won't hurt you either. That's not cooked.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so we're gonna do Spanish word of the day backwards. Okay.
What does that mean?
So I'm gonna give you an English word, and I want you to give me the Spanish word for that word.
Oh, all right, fine.
Okay. So I want you to tell me how to say pasta in Spanish.
Oh, does it start with an R?
No.
Do I know this one?
Maybe.
Pasta. What does it start with?
P.
Pasta.
Pasta.
That's funny.
I mean, that's how we say, you could say like fideo for like noodles,
Fettuccine, that means.
Like fideo.
Does that mean fettuccine?
No, it just means like noodles. But I mean, pasta. Vamos a comer pasta,
Pasta.
But pasta can also mean like paste. So there's like a bunch of different, we have that where a bunch of words mean the same thing. You know what I mean? But in English, you have the same thing, right? So like bear, and bear. So what are the 3 bears?
Victor, I know a bear is in a black bear or a brown bear. Do you know which bear is scarier, by the way?
Which bear?
Brown.
Why?
They're meaner.
They're meaner. just by personality.
If you see a brown bear, you should be very scared. If you see a black bear, you probably don't have to be as scared.
Okay, so if it's you and...
It was opposite of what I thought.
All right, so now we'll talk about a little bit about survival. Let's say you and me are walking down a trail and we encounter a black bear. What do we do?
Don't run.
Okay, that's one. Yeah, don't run. And what's the other thing that you should do?
So if I'm not running...
What do you want to make yourself? What do you want to make yourself to essentially, because you don't want to fight the bear. So to avoid fighting the bear.
You're saying I want to seem scary?
Yes. And what's the best way to seem scary to a bear?
Growl?
Another animal? No, we try to make ourselves bigger. So you would get on my shoulders.
No way.
I swear to you.
Oh my God.
Get on my shoulders. We make ourselves bigger because that's what the bear does, right? The bear tries to get big, right? And he tries to scare. So if you get bigger than the bear, hopefully he's like, oh, crap, I don't know if I can take that on. And he books it. He gets scared.
There's no way. Can you imagine?
I'm telling you.
Okay, so if he decides to attack, I'm on your shoulders, and we have no...
That gives us a better chance. Because you think if you run, the bear can run faster. If you go up a tree, the bear can climb better, right? You're trying to scare him out of trying to do anything. Because he'll size you up. He's like, oh, he's bigger. You know, I don't want to test that. You know?
I don't think they'd size up two humans stacked on each other.
They would. They don't know. You know what I mean? They just see one big.
This is like incredible. This is my favorite conversation we've had in a long time because I did not see that coming.
I'm telling you. You know, it's just one of those things. If you want to give yourself the best option for survival, that's what you do. I mean, the only other thing is both people running in separate directions, and like, who's he gonna pick?
I hope he picks you because you can run faster and you get away. If he picked me, you better come back and distract him. Victor.
I do everything.
Terrible. Now I just don't want to think about that.
All right. Anyway, I digress. We're going to move over now and to finish this episode because it's a long episode. A lot of interesting, fun stuff.
You're not going to make me say the other bears?
What do you mean?
You said I have to say 3 different bears.
Oh, cool. So bear, and bear. Yeah.
Okay, because I don't know if I know them. So then there's BARE, like bear skin.
Mm-hmm.
And then, is that then the right to bear arms?
Yeah. The right to have.
Okay, so those are the 3.
Yeah. Having something naked,
How do you spell
essentially. And
the right to bear arms? They're spelled the same way as
I think
bear
it's
skin.
BARE.
Yeah.
Or no, BEAR.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. BEAR.
Yeah, it is.
So 2 bears are spelled the same.
That's
and one's
weird. I
very
never
different.
thought about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless we're absolutely wrong, and then we'll be corrected as soon as somebody puts a post out. So there's that. But I think
you're right.
I think
It's
that's
BEAR.
Okay. And now to close this out, Nicole is gonna read the review because we really appreciate you guys, and like I always say, without you there's no us. This can sound repetitive, but we really do. I mean, we're already into over a year now. This is year 2 of doing this podcast, and it's because of you guys. So take it away.
This one is from Drew Torello. 5 stars. I totally love both of you so much. Seeing you guys on Big Brother and then seeing you both start a relationship a year after BB18 and now living together in a house and having this podcast and wonderful followers is so amazing.
Aww.
Other podcasts I just can't sit down and listen to. This podcast I can because everything you guys talk about is so exciting and entertaining. Keep it up. Love, Drew. Drew, I really hope you let the bear talk because that is something that is definitely entertaining.
It is definitely, yeah.
And I hope I never have to do that.
Well, you know, the thing is, we never plan out what we're really going to talk about. And like, we might have a weird or normal picked out, but then it's like, all right, the conversation just goes where it goes. So that's always fun for us. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. That's the easiest way to do it. You can listen to this podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. You can always go to www.cococalientepodcast.com. You can listen there and you can check out our merchandise. Don't forget to follow us at Coco Caliente Podcast on Instagram and at Coco Caliente Pod on Twitter.
Wow, you're amazing at that.
I've said it so many times
now.
now.
That's like so good. I was just like kind of just like watching you. I take that for granted.
Next week, tune in to hear Nicole do our outro.
No, thank you.